You are tuned in to that praisey station, Praise.fm, where we get our praise on. 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Well, hello, everyone. Hello. This is your guy, Pastor D, and you are in the Man Cave. Listen, we are so excited to be back with you live. We are live and kicking, and I know I've missed you guys, and we've had the last couple of weeks. We've done some repeat shows, but tonight we are live. And you remember, this is the Man Cave, where we help men overcome with real men talk. And that's what we're going to have tonight, is some real men talk to help men overcome. I'm excited tonight. I'm excited, you all, for some great things. We've had a couple of good shows, and now we're back live to continue rolling and talk about some good things that affect the lives of men. And listen, we always want to thank our friends at Praise.fm and Uni TV. And remember, I'm your guy, Pastor D, and we're looking forward to having some great conversation tonight. What is the Man Cave all about? The Man Cave is a show that's about inspiring, giving men courage and helping men heal. That's what we're here for. And we want to talk about things to help men move from where they are now to a better position in life. And so I am excited to have some great conversation with you on this evening. Listen, I just want to pause for some station identification. And what I want to share with you all is that some of the broadcasts have been getting cut off. And if this broadcast happens to get cut off on Facebook, I encourage you to go to praise.fm, www.praise.fm, and tune in from the station, and you will be able to see the rest of the show in its entirety. This broadcast will also be posted to the Man Cave Facebook page. And listen, if you have not went to the Man Cave Facebook page and liked the Man Cave Facebook page, I want to encourage you to do that. Thank you to all those that have, and we're going to have some great conversation in just a moment. This is what is really special to me. Last week, I was able to show a replay of my man, Dr. Nuke Miller. He dropped some gems in that conversation. So I hope you had a chance to check it out. If you didn't, go to the Man Cave Facebook page and take a look. The week before that, it was my man, the communication guru, Tim McMurtry himself. He had some things to say that are going to help you on your journey. And so there is some good conversation happening, and I want to encourage you to check it out on the Man Cave Facebook page. So listen, you all, I want to encourage you today. I got some good stuff to share, but before we get into the good stuff to share, this is what I want you to do. I want you to just tone it down a second and let me talk about some hot topics. I got to do it. I got to say some things. I got to give you my opinion on some hot topics. This is the Man Cave, and this is your guy, Pastor D, and that's what I do. I talk about issues, and I want to help you in the process. Listen, my first hot topic. Oh, did you hear the siren? I heard the siren. That means it's hot topic time. And so my first hot topic, you all, is regarding, anybody ever heard of this gymnast named Simone Biles? She is the GOAT, for real. She can do stuff that no other human can do on the gym, in the field of gymnastics. And so one of the things that was interesting to me, and this is, of course, just my personal opinion, but Simone did a routine, and she did a floor exercise, and then she did another exercise off the rails And one of the things that happened is she did some moves that were more complex than any other gymnast can do. And here is the part that just kind of got under my skin. So they decided not to rate her very high because nobody else could do what she did. What is that? That means if somebody else can't do what you do, you give them a higher rating, correct? Because if I'm the person that is moving in the direction of setting the standard for all other gymnasts, then you ought to rate me in that same way. And so, unfortunately, the judges didn't share the same opinion I did. And so they decided to rate her average. I'm telling you, they might make a preacher yell and scream. I'm not going to say cuss because I don't cuss, but they might make a preacher yell and scream, because that is the type of things that you all that just get under our skin. We don't want to see her mistreated in any kind of way. She has a skill set that is above everybody else in her field that is at her level. And so we ought to award her and treat her as such. I saw an article the other day that she has one outfit that has GOAT on the sleeve. And you know what the acronym for GOAT means? Greatest of all time. And that she is. If we were looking at, somebody playing football, or if we were looking at somebody playing basketball, we would be singing their name praises and giving them accolades. And with her, we should be doing the same thing. All right. That is hot topic number 1. And now I got hot topic number 2. You ready? Hold it. Let me see if I hear those sirens. You hear the sirens? That's hot topic number 2. And so listen, hot topic number 2 is another topic that comes from the sports field. And has anybody been keeping up with the French Open? Now, there is a tennis player by the name of Naomi Osaka. Naomi Osaka was in the French Open, and she decided that because of how she felt at that moment, that she didn't want to attend the after-game press conference. So the people at the French Open decided that they would fine her for not attending the press conference. And so as a result of the fine, which she didn't mind paying, she said, listen, if I got to go through the press conference, I am just simply going to back out of the French Open. And she did. Now, I am applauding her. You know why? Because she said that it was affecting her mental health. She said right before the press conference, she would be stressed out. She would have a high level of anxiety because of the questions and the way they talked to her. So she decided that it wasn't worth it, and she stepped out. Remember, Naomi Osaka is a young lady. And so, one of the things that we have to keep in mind, that we have to own our mental health. And so if something is happening in your life, or if something that you are stepping into affects your ability to control your anxiety, control your mental health, then you may want to make the same decision and step away from it. And I am proud of what she did. She had the potential to make a large sum of money at the French Open, but she chose to step away from it and keep moving. And so we all have to take ownership of our mental health. So I want to encourage you to do just that. Take ownership of your mental health. Don't allow people to determine what you will do and how you will act when it makes you feel uncomfortable. Be willing to take a step back. Okay? Be willing to take a step back. And so I am excited for Miss Naomi Osaka. And anytime you come into a situation that causes you a high level of anxiety, you make sure that you do what you need to do for you. Okay? And so you all, it is one more hot topic. And so we've talked about sports a little bit. I want to share something that is on a a little bit of a sadder note. You know, there here in the city of Phoenix, there was a police officer that had a car accident and it took his life. It was a terrible car accident. And I happened to run into another police officer that I had met, and he had a little band over his badge. And that was in honor of the officer that had lost his life in the line of duty. And you know, one of the things that I'm appreciative of is that, you know, as someone who's a counterpart, another fellow officer, he took the time to wear the band on his badge to acknowledge a fallen officer. I just wonder what the world would be like if we just took the time to acknowledge those that are hurting. The officer and his family. This is a young man whose life was cut short through a car accident. And sometimes we need to not fuss and fight, but just acknowledge and honor somebody who is, you know, has been through a tragedy. The family has been through a tragedy. And I know all the cities and neighboring counties around Phoenix area were flying their flags at half staff in honor of him. And you know, we ought to do that for people that are important to us. Maybe it's not a police officer and he doesn't have an entire police you know, squad in several cities honoring them. But if someone, you know, lost their life in an untimely incident, we ought to honor them. We ought to make sure that they know, the people around us know how much we appreciated them. So I just wanted to add that. Let's appreciate people, you all. Let's appreciate them in life, and let's appreciate them, you know, even if their untimely transition causes them to leave early. Let's appreciate people. So I just wanted to share that. That's my last hot topic. And now, you all, we're going to get into some discussion today. You ready? Because today we want to talk about some things. And I want to help the fellas out because we want to talk about some things. And remember, before I go any further, let me just say this. If you have a hot topic that you want me to comment on, leave it on the Man Cave Facebook page. Leave me some notes. Leave me a way to get in touch with you if needed. And we're going to talk about it right here on the Man Cave Facebook page. And so I want to encourage you to leave me some information if you want my opinion on it, because you know what? I am going to give you my opinion because I love doing that. And so thank you for those that leave me messages on the Man Cave Facebook page. I always look forward to reading those. And you continue to look for the Man Cave page to give you some inspiring information to help you heal and help you be encouraged. All right. And so now, you all, I want to get into my topic for tonight. Is that all right? Can we just talk, men? Can we just have a conversation? Because I really want to talk about the plan for your life. Now, I want to talk really about having a plan. Now, one of the things that I find with me, and sometimes as we get into this place where we look at our lives and there are things in our life that we don't quite like, and they don't quite line up like we thought they should. And instead of us taking responsibility and changing those things, you know what we do is we point the finger. And we say it was that person's fault. And it was that person's fault. And it's my daddy's fault because he wasn't here. It's my mama's fault because she didn't love me. It's my cousin's fault because, you know, they mistreated me. Listen, at some point in your life, you are going to have to take responsibility for your actions. Fellas, I know that's hard to hear, and I know you really don't want to hear it, and I know that it's easier to blame somebody, but let me tell you, we're doing real man talk here. We're helping you to elevate. We're helping you to get to the next level, and you have to understand that it is so important for you to take responsibility for where you are. So tonight, I want to talk about having a plan, setting a goal, and setting a course for your life. Do you have a plan? Do you know that where you are in life right now is really up to you? If you haven't thought it, if you haven't said it, excuse me, let me rephrase that. If you have thought it and if you have said it, that's where you generally end up. Because most of the time, we speak our life right into existence. We do. We speak our life right into existence. We say all the things that we don't want to be. In turn, we say all the things that we do want to be. We talk about being discontent. We talk about being a failure or not achieving. And all of a sudden, we end up right in that space that we talked about and didn't want to be. And so tonight, I want to encourage you with a few things. Some men are really discontent with their lives. But the reality is you have the power to change it. You have the power to change where you're going, and you have the power to change how far you're going to go. All in your conversation. I'm going to take a drink of water now. I'm getting fired up here. That was refreshing. Now, can we just talk for real? Can we just talk for real? Now, I know sometimes that real men don't like to talk about things that make us feel uncomfortable. But if we're in the man cave, and the man cave is designed to help you grow, and the man cave is designed to help you go from one place to another and to encourage you and to inspire you and help you heal, sometimes you have to deal with those things that are not very comfortable. So we have to stop blaming others for where we are. We have to take full-grown responsibility for ourselves. We do. We have to take full-grown responsibility for ourselves. We are men, and we have to be able to take the responsibility on as men and be the leaders that we are called to be, right? And like I said, I know some of us have daddy issues. I know some of us maybe have mom issues. Some of us were raised by our granny or our auntie, or some of us were not even raised by a biological family. And that may provide a hindrance to you, but that doesn't stop you from achieving and being anything that you want to be. And so I want to encourage you tonight to set a plan for where you want to go. You know, one of the things that as I was looking and studying for tonight's conversation, one of the things that I learned that I found interesting is that somebody who I admire because he's an action guy in movies is Tom Cruise. You heard of Tom Cruise, right? Mission Impossible, you know, that guy. Did you know he was raised by a single parent? Dad wasn't around. But, you know, he's kind of manly. He's doing his thing. He's making a lot of money and he's doing what he wants to do. Why? Because he set his course. He made a plan. He did the things that he wanted to do. And so I want to encourage you to do the same for you. Set a plan and do the things that you want to do for your life. Don't let your circumstances hold you back, because they will try to. Everything that you've been through will try and hold you back, because they present opportunities for excuse. They present that crack in the door that gets you a way out. But if you set a plan and you go forward and you make sure that you achieve, and I'm going to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to talk about a couple of things because I want to help you. I want to help you set that plan. I want to help you go forward, and I want to help you do some good things. Is that all right? So listen, this is what I want you to do. I want you to make a plan, and I don't want you to just think about it. I want you to write it down, right? I want you to get you a journal, get you a piece of paper, get you a scratch piece of paper, find you an envelope, whatever you need to do, write it down. Write down where you want to be. Write down what you want to achieve. Now, make sure whatever you write down that you want to achieve is achievable, because sometimes we get discouraged because we set a goal that's so high and the obstacle is so high and the wall is so thick that we can't get through it. We can't run around it. But if you would just take a minute to think about this goal and set you a goal that's achievable. Let me give you an idea. If you set a goal that says you want to go back to college and get your degree next year. Now, if you're saying I want to start next year, that's an achievable goal. If you say I want to finish next year, that really depends on how much college that you've had already, because it would be an unachievable goal to try and get 4 years of college in 1 year, right? That might leave you discouraged and despondent. And I would much rather you be someone who's encouraged and moving forward. So let me encourage you tonight by setting a reachable goal, right? So give some thought to it. Make sure it's something you want to do. Make sure it's something you have passion for. Make sure it's something that you're going to feel good about. Make sure you set a reasonable goal by giving thought to it. Now, it's easy, to watch tonight and say, I want to achieve this, and just go write something down without giving thought to it. And then you have to come back and ask yourself, is that something that's really achievable for me to do? And so give some thought to it and then write it down. And then now, man, this is the hard part, because this is what I want you to do for me. I want you to tell someone about this goal that you set for yourself. Another brother, somebody that you cool with, somebody that's, that's going to come by and encourage you. Because here's the deal. If you tell somebody and they'll encourage you and they hold you accountable, you're more likely to achieve the goal. Maybe you tell your wife and she helps you achieve it. Maybe you tell your buddy, but tell somebody that's not going to browbeat you, that's not going to beat you up with when you fall, that's going to grab you by the hand, help you lift your chin up, help you look up, and help you keep moving. That's the way we achieve goal. And some people call those accountability partners. In my life, when I want to achieve something, or when I'm really thinking about doing something, I'll generally discuss it with my wife. And you know what? She won't let me, if I tell her this is really what I want to do, she'll keep reminding me. She'll keep reminding me. Even at times I may not want to hear it, she'll keep reminding me. And you know what that does? Is that keep that thing in front of me. And it keeps me moving. It keeps me going until I achieve what I want to achieve. And in the end, I'm excited because I'm moved from one place to another. But that's because I decided to share. So if you don't share, if you don't allow anybody to help you, you could very well end up making small steps and it taking longer to get there. How about that? Then the next thing, I told you to write down that goal, right? So the next thing I want you to do is I want you to get you a spiral notebook, get you a couple of pieces of paper, fold them up. There's someplace you can put them near your bed or near your place. Maybe you stick them in the bathroom so you can write on them when you're in the bathroom, whatever it takes. But you want to journal that goal, that progress to that goal, that plan. You want to journal it. What do I mean by that? You want to write down your progress. You want to write down the things that you're doing to achieve it. So maybe today you made strides to doing something. Maybe today you achieved a small step of what you were trying to do. You want to write it down. You want to be able to celebrate what you are doing. You want to be able to look and back at your journey and see how far you've come. And that way, if you fall off, you can always go back and say, man, a couple of weeks ago, I was at this spot and today I'm at this spot. So I actually have made progress. I just got to keep going. And so I want to encourage you to write that process down. We call it journaling. Some people may call it taking notes. Some people may call it writing bullet points. Whatever you call it, write it down. Write the process down. Make sure that you are writing down your process so that you can see your progress, right? Because you want to be able to look back and say, I made it. I was here a month ago. I was here 2 weeks ago, and now I'm in a different place. And you know what that does? That encourages you to keep going. Because let's just face the facts. You are going to reach a point in following or achieving this plan or achieving this goal that is going to get real tough. It's almost like, have you ever wrote a paper for school. You know, when you get to about 3/4 of the way through, it's almost like pulling a car. It's just tough. It's just heavy. It's hard because you're almost done, but you're still right in the midst of the struggle of it. But you got to keep going. You know, I remember when I was, back in high school and I ran the 400 meters. You know, that first curve was easy. That second curve, that second straightaway, or that was a little tough. But around that last curve, coming into the straightaway, that took all you had. That you had to muster up some energy that you didn't know where you're going to get it from. And so that's what that process is like. When you reach that part, that place where it's like climbing a hill, you need to be able to encourage yourself. And so if you go back and look at your notes that you've been journaling, that you've been taking down, that you've been writing on envelopes, writing on tissue paper, whatever it took, you've been writing it down, you can encourage yourself. When you reach back and talk to your spouse, talk to your wife, talk to your buddy, and they can encourage you, that's where you want to be. You want to be in a good place. You want to be in a place where you can encourage yourself. And if you can't encourage yourself, you want to be able to call on somebody to encourage you. How about that? Right? So that is why it's important to make notes, because it's going to get tough. You are going to face a time when it gets real tough, right? Now this is what I want you to keep in mind. You know, I just mentioned that 400-meter race, and that's one time around the track. As you're going down the straightaway, you'll gain strength. As you're going toward the end and you're achieving it, you'll gain strength because you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And so I want to encourage you to continue to press toward the light at the end of the tunnel, and then be ready to celebrate. And so as you're getting to a place, whether you did it at the beginning or you do it in the middle or you're doing it at the end, make you a plan of how you're going to celebrate when you achieve your plan or achieve this goal. Because it's necessary to celebrate. It's necessary to do something special for you. How about that? Are you ready to do something special for you? So when you're talking about goals, right? We have some hindrances and we have some helps. And so the hindrances is all the excuses that you're going to come up with, all the things that are going to set you on a detour, right? Well, you know what? I made a goal that I was going to walk every day and I forgot to walk today. Guess what? That's okay. Walk tomorrow. You may have forgotten one day. You may have fallen off for one day. Don't let one detour stop you from achieving the plan and the goal that you have, right? And I want to entertain any questions. If you got some questions, I want you to make sure that you put them in the chat so I can read your questions, because I want to encourage you. Now I'm talking to the fellas, but ladies, if you have questions, I'll answer them as well. And make sure you put them in the chat, because I want to make sure that you are receiving the help and the encouragement you need to make sure that you achieve what you want to achieve, right? Right? So you are going to have some days where it's going to be tough. It's going to have some days where you don't feel like doing it. Do it anyway. It's going to be tough. Keep pressing. Now those are the hindrances. So what are the helps? The helps is having that person that's there that can help you along, right? They're going to encourage you. They're going to hold you accountable. They're going to grab you by the hand and they're going to say, look, let's do this. Let's do this. And if you got a real good partner, they're going to grab you by the hand. And if you got to walk around the block, you're going to walk together. If you're riding your bike, you're going to ride together. If you're going to the gym, you're going to go together, right? So that's what the help is. The help is when you look into your notes and you see all that you've been doing and all that you've accomplished. You don't want to stop now. Yes, you're sore. Yes, you're hurting. Yes, it's been tough, but you don't want to stop now, right? So I want you to continue. I want you to continue. I want you to go. I want you to make it happen, right? And so that's what I want to encourage you to do. I want you to make it happen. I want you to recognize your hindrances and I want you to recognize your help. And those things that are hindering you, let's push them aside. And those things that are helping you, why don't you grab them a little tighter, right? That's what we have to do. There is always a way out. There is always a time when you can throw in the towel, right? But those that are successful are the people that press in and keep going in spite of, right? You keep going in spite of. So I just want to encourage you today. I want to encourage you to be successful. I want you to encourage you to spend time doing that goal, setting establishing that plan and working to achieve it. I want to encourage you to not let anyone stop you along the way. I want to encourage you to be the best version of you that you can be. How about that? To be the best version of you that you can be. And sometimes you all, one of the things that we do is when we begin to think about the task at hand and how big it is, we talk ourselves right out of doing it. Don't talk yourself out of doing it. You can do this. You can achieve it. And I believe in you. And I need you to believe in you because you can do this. This is the Man Cave. This is your guy, Pastor D, and I'm here to help you. I'm here to encourage you, and I'm here to inspire you. And listen, if you ever need encouragement, you can look me up on Facebook, send me a message, and I promise I'll get back to you because that's what this is all about, helping one another, right? And I'm here specifically to help the men. And if you write me and you're a female, I promise to respond to you. But I'm going to actually probably have my wife respond to you because there's some things as a guy that I just can't relate to that you might be saying. So I'm going to ask probably my wife to respond to you. But listen, if you need some help in reaching that goal or setting that goal, reach out to us. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We want to help you be better, right? Listen, one of the things I mentioned to you is taking a look at, that journal and making sure that you're looking at your progress. But one of the other things that I want you to do is take some time and reflect. Sometimes in life shifts and you have transitions. And so what you started out with may not be the same goal that you need at the end. And so as you are thinking about and journaling, make sure you take time to reflect. Is this goal still appropriate? Is what I'm trying to accomplish still has the same magnitude, still has the same benefit for my life than it did in the beginning? So I want to make sure that you are in a line with your plan and purpose, because that is so important to have your plan and purpose lined up so that you can achieve what you need to achieve, right? Right. That is so good. It just gets me fired up. This is your guy, Pastor D, and you're in the Man Cave. And we're talking real man talk to help you be inspired, to be encouraged, and so that you can move to a greater you. And so, one of the things you all that I like to do in this portion is I like to do a portion called Sound Off. You know what sound off is? Let me tell you what sound off is. Sound off is when you are online and you go to the Man Cave Facebook page and you write something good about someone else, right? That's called the sound off section of the program. And if you write something good about somebody, this is what I want you to do. I want you to write it on the Man Cave Facebook page, and I promise you that I will share next week someone's comment that of who you shouted out. If you shouted out something good about someone, if you shouted out something good about someone in your family, someone you know, someone that you work with, someone that you admire, I am going to say that on the air. So I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to do a shout out for somebody that you know that has done something good. One thing that all of us like appreciation and a pat on the back, right? Even even the staunchiest people, some of the meanest people, you compliment them and you know what? They give you a half smile. They might not even show no teeth. They give you a half smile. But so we want to encourage people, you all. We want to pat people on the back because there are some people that don't get complimented. There's some people that don't get acknowledged. They work hard. They always hold their head up. They appear to be strong, but on the inside, sometimes they just want somebody to say thank you. Sometimes they just want somebody to say, recognize what they did. And so if you have someone around you that's doing something good, that's doing something great, I want you to give them a shout out on the Man Cave Facebook page. How about that? Can you do that for me? I would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, one thing that I also want to encourage you before I wrap up, when is the last time that you've taken the time to read a book, to read something that encourages you, to read something that inspires you, to read something that after you read it, you're like, wow. A lot of times, we are so focused on things that we can watch that we don't take time to read, and we don't take time to find things about ourselves because we are so busy scrolling and looking at social media. I want to encourage you to get a book and read something. It's interesting. I have forgot about reading, and another friend of mine, we were out to lunch and he said, hey, I know that you like to read sometimes. Here's a book for you. And he gave me a good book to read. And so I'm going to crack that book open and begin reading. And I promise you, it's going just from reading it, it's going to make me feel good. It's going to inspire me. There are also some books that I want to encourage you to read. There is a book that was put out by Hill Harper, and it's called Encouragement, Hope, and Healing for Inmates and Their Loved Ones. And there's another one that was put out by Demiko Booth, and it's called Getting Out and Staying Out, A Black Man's Guide to Success. And so there are some books that I want to encourage you. And if you go to Amazon, you can find all types of resources that'll help you. There's a book called Fresh Starts for Dad. There's a book called Weightlifting, Is It a Waste of Time? And things of that nature. So there's books to help you achieve a better you, right? Books to help you achieve a better you. So I want to encourage you to sharpen your mind, to grab some books to read that will help you be successful, right? And so there are also some things that you can look up on the internet that will help you in your goal to be better. And one article that I read was one that was called Mastering Your Craft. Have you ever thought about what your craft is? What do you do well, right? What do you do well that stands out above other people? All of us have something that we do well. And I know that you may say, well, I don't know what I do well, Pastor D. I just do what I do. There is something that you do well. And I want to encourage you to find that thing about yourself and master it, because it's already shining. And if you put a little polish on it, it's going to shine up brighter than what you thought. And people are going to see it. People are going to acknowledge you. They're going to pat you on the back, and they're going to put you in spaces where you can use what's on the inside of you. So make sure that you master your craft. The article that I was reading talked about how this person, it took him 10 years to identify and master his craft. 10 years. Some of us are looking for that thing that we turn over real quick and that we can make a lot of money, that we can be well known. Sometimes it takes some time to develop what you were supposed to do and what you were supposed to be doing. And so I want to encourage you to find where your craft is and master it. You know, for those of you that know me, know that my wife bakes. And so one of the things that she has done is she has mastered her craft, right? And so if you happen to taste anything that she's baked, you know, you will know that it is very, very tasty. And so that's a plug to my A1. She always does great things because she uses her creativity when she bakes. She's mastered her craft. You know, one of the things that I've had the privilege of doing over the years is working with people. One of my crafts is helping people and working with teams. And so I've been learning and mastering this over the years. And so I help people build great teams. That's mastering the craft, right? And so I do that. And also, you know, that works for me when I'm in the world or when I'm working in the church, because it's not a one-man show. It's all about working with other people to help achieve and do the things we want to do, right? And so, listen, this is your guy, Pastor D, and I have really enjoyed this conversation tonight. And I hope that you have been encouraged and increased yourself. And we want everybody to achieve. We want everybody to be great. But your greatness starts with you doing something, with you picking a task, picking a goal, setting a plan. And once you establish that plan, then you can achieve whatever you need to achieve. And so I am so glad tonight for you joining us here. And make sure that you go to the Man Cave Facebook page and send your guy. If you're a lady and you happen to be tuning in, send your guy over to the Man Cave Facebook page. And because we're going to be publishing things that encourage and help. And I encourage you ladies to go over and like the Man Cave Facebook page yourself, because there is something that'll be said that will help you in your day. We always try to send out an encouraging message, an encouraging word. And we try to do that daily because everybody runs into some obstacle at some point in time. And we want to give you the inspiration to jump right over it, to run right through it, or to move right around it. We don't want anything holding you back from being the best you that you can be. All right? Hey, this is your guy, Pastor D, and we're on the Man Cave, and I'm excited to be with you this evening. I am going to get ready to check out from here, and I am looking forward to being back with you next Thursday. And next Thursday at 6:30 Mountain Standard Time, and we're going to do some more talking with the men. And I have some guests lined up. And, you know, I'm working on somebody special, and his goal, his desire to do something different has actually placed me in one of those moments of being perplexed and being proud at the same time. Because, you know, what drove him to want to do what he's doing? So join the Man Cave next week, where we're going to have some conversation with other men that are achieving, men that are accomplishing their goals, men that are doing things that are over and above anything that they may have originally thought. All right. And so this is your guy. This is the Man Cave, and we've had a great conversation tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And I see that we have a lot of people watching, and this is an awesome time for you in this time to achieve what you desire. Make sure that you put passion to what's in your heart. All right. This is your guy, Pastor D, and we're on the Man Cave, and we're going to sign out tonight. And I am looking forward to seeing you next week. Make sure you tune in. Same time, same station. And this, hey, before I go, also, my friends at Unity TV and Praise.fm, Dr. Rain, they're up for an award, you all. And so we're going to continue to keep them in prayer. So as they go for the Stellar Awards, that God will bless them with what he has for them. How about that? So if you, I want you to tune in, keep watching, keep an eye on the Stellar Awards, because this station is up for an award. And so you all, with that being said, again, this is your guy, Pastor D, and I am excited to be with you on the Man Cave, where we do real man talk, and I am glad to be a part of your life tonight. I look forward to seeing you next week, everybody. Have a good one.
In my time zone when my mind's gone and I'm flying home and I'm stressed out and I'm tempted to get that styrofoam and go pull it up, but you know what's up and you know that ain't gonna solve nothing. I mean, Lord forbid I might fall or something and I'm all another, cause all I need is you to hold me down like bed straps to the psych ward. It's killing me, but you still with me when I fight hard. And you digging me when I'm egging you. Deal with me when my car's pulled. Could've dealt with me, but you fell for me before I fell for you. To keep me on that right path and the right math is you plus nothing's everything. You my everything, saying you ain't gotta question my allegiance, cause the way you love me, I could never leave. I need you.
By my side, thick and thin, highs and lows, don't let go. We gon' ride, we gon' win, don't know how, all I know. You, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed. You're all I ever needed.
How did I fall in this? No condition that get a mention, but you offer this unconditional love. I swear I sell it all for this. Trying to keep it together, forget my awkwardness. But often it's just you and me off in this valley of shadows, and I know they trying to pick me off in this, but all I need is you. It's funny just how off I get when I ain't riding with you. No adjectives for your awesomeness. They burning one for that burnout. This life done got them all turned out. Took time out to put time in, so I turn to you when I want out. Need is you. You slow me down cause you know me now. With my phony smiling, I'm acting like it's all copacetic. It's so pathetic, so juvenile. Know what you do? You keep me cool in the summer when they be dressing less and I be wanting to show off and stunt. But there ain't nothing to want. You give me all that I need. All I need is you to keep that fire burning for me. All I need is you.
By my side, thick and thin, highs and lows, don't let go. We gon' ride, we gon' win, don't know how, all I know. You, all I ever needed. You're all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed. You're all I ever needed. Ain't nobody gon' get in the way. Put that on my money in the bank. Cause you do what the mothers can't. And I love that, yeah. We gon' ride till the wheels fall off. Above it all, we can never fall, yeah. Hold my hand, we can have it all. Hold my hand, we can have it all. By my side, thick and thin, highs and lows, don't let go. We gon' ride, we gon' win, don't know how, all I know. You, all I ever needed. You're all I ever needed. All I ever needed. All I ever needed. You're all I ever needed. You always fill me up when I'm feeling down. You always make it better for me somehow. All I need is you. Cause all I need is you.
You are tuned in to that praisey station, Praise.fm, where we get our praise on. 24 hours.